From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2353, this is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. We begin this week in space, where a troubled orbit has detoured a Japanese amateur radio project that was heralded as the world's smallest moon lander.
Tanashi, developed by the JAXA Ham Radio Club in Japan, carried the promise of putting amateur radio on the moon's surface when it launched on November 16th from Kennedy Space Center in the US. Now the chance to transmit a beacon in the amateur radio 70-centimeter band from a lunar QTH has been put into question. The CubeSat was a secondary payload aboard NASA's Artemis 1 mission. The Ham Radio Club's website for JAXA reports that orbital errors have resulted in an unstable radio signal for its communications. The website also reports that the solar cells face away from the sun, making it problematic to charge Tanashi's batteries. Having missed the chance for a moon landing, organisers are regrouping. This is Jason Daniels, VK2 LAW.
December is the month of Christmas, clearly with the focus on the young and young at heart. As Newsline anchor Stephen Kinford tells us, December is also about youth on the air.
December is going to be a busy month for the younger generation of amateur radio operators around the world. Using the YOTA suffix, YOTA, in their call signs, hams ages 25 and younger will be on all bands using all the modes at various times of the day and night. At any given time, you will be able to hear Argentina's young amateurs using LR1 YOTA, hams in Honduras using HQ2 YOTA, or young operators in El Salvador calling QRZ as YS1 YOTA. Here in the United States, the call signs will be K8Y, K80, K8T, and K8A, with the single letter suffixes spelling YOTA. Last year's young amateurs logged 119,516 QSOs. Can they top that this year? The month will also present them with the challenge of round 3 of the YOTA contest, which will take place on the 30th of December from 1200 to 2359 UTC. For more details, follow the link in the text version of this week's newscast script at arnewsline.org.
If you're counting down the days until Christmas, here's a little help with counting things down. Just count to 12 for the return of the popular 12 Days of Christmas special event.
Is that a partridge in the pear tree? Or did someone just hang a dipole in its place? Are those 9 drummers really drumming, or are they actually DXing? With the return of the 12 Days of Christmas special event this year, you just can't be sure what those 9 drummers, 10 pipers, or 7 swans are up to. But we do know that hundreds of hams around the world will be listening for them. Their special event call signs will be on the air for a 4th year, starting on December 14th and ending on Christmas Day, December 25th. Operators will be using CW and SSB and making use of one satellite. As in previous years, they'll be using 1x1 calls that begin with either a W or a K, but this year things will be easier for those who wish to rotate their beams. The calls will also contain a stroke and the operator's numerical call area. So get ready to start listening for all those calling birds and earn a downloadable certificate to make the season as bright as 5 golden rings. This is Mike Askins, KE5 CXP.
Before we close, just a moment of remembrance for the lives lost in the attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, Sunday morning, December 7th, 1941. Heroes, one and all. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Jason Daniels, VK2 LAW, Stephen Kinford, N8WB, Mike Askins, KE5CXP, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe, I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.